We're ready.
Why, hello there, children.
Yay.
Are you recording?
Yes.
Well, hello there, children. We're going to read a special little story today. It's known as Everything Can Be Beaten.
Yay.
It's by a special little someone known as Jonan Vasquez. You may remember his work such as Invader Zim.
I like that
Johnny
show.
the Homicidal Maniac.
Indeed, that's a very good book, J-Man.
I forget that one. I didn't know the title, but I knew it existed.
And
We
Filler
can read
Buddy.
We can read it later, children. But for now, we're going to read you a special little bedtime story. Is everyone all tucked in and ready to go?
Yes, Daddy.
Yay. I can't move.
Fucking mallet.
I pooped in my pants.
Well, you're going to have to sleep in your poopy pants.
I can't move.
Well, you're going to have to stay not moving. All right, children, let's get started.
Where's my mommy?
Faz, what did I tell you about interrupting adults?
Who are you? Why did you take me here?
Do I have to get out the taser, Faz?
Do I have to get out my knife?
Now, come on, children, let's all be good and listen to the nice little story, okay? All right, so let's get started. It stands away, interrupting himself from the incessant hammering of the kittens dropping from the chute, and asks himself, is this all that there is? It surveys his work, then turns to the doorway behind him, which hints at space somehow outside of the four walls it has always known. Was there always a door there? It wonders, shifting curiously in the kittens. Now there is always a door, and as you may know, it's a sad truth that some people just don't know how to see or even how to go through it. This truth probably doesn't come as shocking news to any of you, and if it does, then you're stupid, and I hate you. But enough about me, because look, it does something incredible here. He walks out the door, and it doesn't hurt. How nice is that, huh? Even more wonderful is that the door, the wildest mystery only a moment ago, is now compared to what it sees now. Is nothing compared to what it sees now. Loot at him points at the pink fellow there.
Why are there skulls going out of the
Why
building?
does he have an axe?
It's not an
I
axe.
want an axe.
It's a hammer, honey.
That is a hammer. That is a hammer rod.
Oh, I like hammers.
Do you want to be a hammer, Dove?
I'd like to be a hammer.
Well, that's
I'd like
nice.
to have a hammer.
Well,
What about the skulls and the blood and the sausage?
Dove, or I'm sorry, not Dove, Faz. You're gonna have to calm down now, okay? We've only just started the story.
As I will cut you.
Now then, is this... Who's moving around all that time?
It was Mommy.
Now, that was a very naughty thing to do, Mommy. Now then, let's move on. Is this real? Can it be real? Mountains not made of kittens, rivers not of blood, colors not dripping from the inside of the living. Look at it skip from a happy green hilltop to hilltop. You can't get happier than this. I know you can't, you liars. Unfortunately, skipping is bad and can shake away the thin crumbs of happiness that settle on the brain, leaving only the adorable clarity of the doom. It, like anyone else, is a strange land, feels so alone.
So very alone.
There is no one else like me, he thinks. And oh, how it cries and cries, too cruel to be alone in paradise. Why did I ever leave the room, he cries, showering the happy creatures of the valley with sadness. The kind of sadness that burns on contact with skin, and will be the source of many health problems in the years to come. But who cares about the future? So it cries.
I like the one on the left with the weird expression.
I like how its ears are made of blood.
He sang Happy Juice.
Why do you cry? Asks a passing cloud. A simple question with an obvious answer. But we don't hold it against the cloud, as we are too busy wondering in abject horror as to how gaseous water could be capable of speech. We will make you forget your sadness, whatever it is. Play with us forever in creepy eternity. Here, you are loved.
Yay, happy clouds.
And no, he has never heard the word loved before in his life. It knows there is something good in just the sound of it. It lifts its heart, it lifts its spirit, it lifts it right off the ground, with a shriek of joy that brings smiles and in some cases horrific night terrors for months on end. It zooms up into the sky.
Is
And
that
down,
Tim Curry?
and down it comes, right on top of the little red cutie from page 7. Even the most casual observer would have noticed that the cutie was a beloved member of society, a kind-hearted father of 4, and had impeccable freeway etiquette. The happy people of the valley look on in shock as their friend runs down their faces.
I like this picture.
Sweet, whorish mother of merciless God, what have you done? Howls the happy cloud, not so happy anymore, and offending our more religious ears. We welcome you into our joyful land, and you bring pain and suffering and beatings, and it is no monster. He feels very bad for what he has done, and... Oh, wait, just a second. Did the cloud just say pain and suffering? It did, didn't it? It doesn't know much about welcome or joyful, but he has spent a whole life getting very good at pain and suffering. The Happy Valley was a strange and spooky place before, but if beatings are the same all around, then maybe it's not strange after all. Yay!
Mommy, why were you cutting out there?
He's so happy.
That's totally Tim Curry.
Timidly, an idea crawls out of the lesser used regions of its mind. The kind of regions perfect for making cheeses in. Dark places left unvisited for billions of years. Okay, so I really don't know anything about cheese making, but the idea charges right down its arm and he swings. And yes, it works. Beating is happening. A happy cloud is one thing, but what about the little blue guy there? Can it be beaten as well? Can it? Can it?
Blue squirrel.
It can. It can be beaten. Fears of loneliness and having no purpose in this world explode like a kitten at the thought that even it can be himself here.
Okay.
I sure am happy Wally is the last thing Mr. Jelly Beanie-shaped thingy says before having her face caved in by the strange hammer-wielding goblin. Little Jelly Beanie Jr. watches, unable to comprehend the horror befalling his mama, while Wally, well, the less said about Wally, the better.
He was
Yeah, when I
masturbating.
was a baby.
Delirious with a growing sense of elation, it shambles into a little hut, where he finds a family of 3 sitting down to a hot meal and some warm conversation. Worried that these are even less kitten-like than the others, it doesn't feel comfortable again, until he sees that their heads do indeed smash, just like the rest.
Why does God do that to the Shy Guys? Shy Guys be cool people.
Hello, Donkey's me name, and ruling the Sand Kingdom's me game. I see you just came from this happy valley over the hill, yeah? Well, ain't that place just the prettiest place you've ever seen? Next to me in the kingdom, of course. Ha! Welcome to my... Oh, my guts! My life! I'm draining! Why? My guts! Jesus Christ! And
Yay!
a sewer adventure we shall have.
Yay! I love the feces everywhere.
Yummy feces.
It wasn't long before there was nothing left to be beaten, smashed, or even clobbered. It had nothing to do, sit and think on what had become of the world. Even after all this time, it had not mastered the art of thinking, so mostly he just sat. Millions of years passed, and life began anew. Where once there were lacks of gorg and storms of dead wind-swept skin, there was life again. The hellish parched mouth of the valley overflowed with new, even happier creatures. It was very happy again. So happy he beat the new life of the valley, and the new life of the desert kingdom, and had another sewer adventure, and beat more creatures back in the valley because he missed a few, and found a water kingdom, and beat some things there as well, and beat and smashed and crushed and squished and smushed, and well, he beat everything, all shapes, all sizes, jelly beanies, beezy weezies, microspleenies, and spotted fleasies. The list goes on and on, but it contains so many piss-poor disparate rhymes that I'd rather not write and all down. Everything can be beaten, concluded. Truer words have never been gurgled hideously. But what's this? 1 baby squished, 2 babies squished. But why has it stopped? Has his revelation caused him to question his place in this world again? Or maybe he feels a chance... chancers? What the fuck?
Chancer's sore coming on.
Alright, whatever. Oh, a canker sore. Or maybe he feels a canker sore coming on. He's kind of poking at it. That lip there. Look, it turns back on the task at hand. Am I done here? He wonders, striking his hammer, which has grown tired of the blood of the valley. Should I ever have begun? This is no canker's work. This is an understanding. A journey of countless steps takes it across lands unrecognizable from when he first laid eyes on them. He trudges through a river of blood and bloated and corpses, and wonders why the creatures of the Happy Valley are not here to greet him. Maybe they only do that on your first visit, he thinks, blood squelching in his undies. The sight of his old room fills his heart with warmth and blood, the chute dispensing his flood of kittens. Here there is order. See, some people simply cannot see the doors, and others, well, they forget why they chose to forget the door existed in the first place. They forget that they are home. But, hello, who is this tending to the pile? Seems it has been replaced. That only natural, considering how long he has neglected his true duties with the kittens. He's excited to have someone else like himself to speak to now, and to share his amazing stories with. What joy to be back, where he belongs, and to always have a friend to share such exciting tales with, and... Oh.